Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sage Circle Alliance. And if we look a little strange today, it's because we're having a birthday party. Sage Circle Alliance is 1 year old today. Woo!
Yay!
Wow. Wow.
Pop,
Woo,
pop.
woo.
Oh my gosh. And we're here with our co founders today, Meryl Fury and Paul Chatlin. And maybe they can tell us a little bit more about what happened 1 year ago today, or this month, really.
Right. Okay, Paul, you start.
Yes, ma'am. By the way, everybody, just so you know, that's exactly what happens. Paul, you start. Yes, ma'am. You know? So really, it's amazing. I was just saying to Cyd and to Peg and to VLynn, like, it's been a year. Like, where has this year gone? And then I say to myself, like, every time I think, wow, we should hit. Today I'm hoping from just this video we get hundreds of new members to join in. If we get 5, I'm happy, or 10, and welcome to the family. But it was just one of those things where you ever have this moment, everyone does, where you just think going, okay, I'm working my tail off and I need more. Like, I need more, and everyone here, I promise you, whoever's listening, everyone here, someone's come up to them and said, oh, thank you for helping me in this area or that area. And thank you. And, doing, 10 years of live events, it was like a lot. And usually that would replenish me. But as time went on, quite honestly, it was like, I'm really happy that you figured out how to be healthier in your life. And that's all we care about. But I want more. Like, I just wanted more. I want, I love animals. As you can see back here, I have this as a reminder of my life. This is my baby, she's 18 years of love. And the fact is I love animals and this planet. I'm a grandfather. I care about this planet. So I wrote this open letter, and it was kind of just a catharsis, where it was bothering me daily. And I'm like, okay, I got to write about it. I just have to write about it and get it off my chest. And it was just saying, like, hey, I've had the honor and the true privilege to meet the who's who in the plant-based world. I'm starting to get to meet the who's who in the compassionate animal world and the planetary world. And oh my God, there's some super people. But I got to meet the who's who in the plant-based world. And listen, I'm unabashed, okay? I always have been. I used to get them for 3-4 days, multiple times. And I would ask the questions that probably no one asked, like, I'm not going to get in there. I'm not going to go there. But whatever it was, I got to know them. And what was consistent was, I didn't share it with them, is like, hey, why aren't we all just working together? And it was interesting because, like, it was like the day before I wrote that letter, I decided to look up the Dairy Association or the Meat Packers group or whatever. And I thought to myself, boy, you don't hear a peep from them. They don't have opinions on the world, the planet, the animals, people's health, because they're just doing great financially. I mean, I can't speak for every one of them, but they're all doing great. You don't hear a peep from them. They don't take a stance on anything. They don't ask you to improve this or improve. They just want you to buy their product. Again, not everybody, probably everyone. So I thought to myself, well, I always used to hear, hey, the plant-based movement. Like, I'd hear that from the top 10 or 12 speakers on the planet. And I would kind of laugh at it a little bit, going, we don't have a movement. We've got a whisper. So I said, how do we change that? How do we change it? So and getting to know people through Plant-Based Nutrition Support Group, I got to meet a whole collective of just awesome, genuine, my kind of people, hardworking, like me, just getting by. And I thought to myself, we need to create a union. So I wrote about it. Now it's called an alliance. It could have been an association, a union, but Meryl said, alliance sounds a lot better. So we created the Sage Circle Alliance. But what was wild about it was when I sent the letter out to everyone that in my contact list, within 2 hours, I get a call from Meryl Fury. And by the way, like, I should have known just by the pure name of Meryl Fury what was about to happen to me. Okay? Sometimes you got to hit me a few times for me to get it. But she's like, hey, this is Meryl. And we kind of knew each other, but we never really talked. And she says, I'm in. Let's do this. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Someone wants to do this with me. Like, because I had the idea, but I didn't know how to do this. I just thought, hey, if everyone within a month, contacted me, we could do it all together. And within about a week, I had like 30 emails from people from all over the United States. Some I knew, some I didn't know. And I got to meet some really awesome, cool people like VLynn. I didn't know VLynn, but I knew Peggy a little bit. I knew Cyd. Oh my God, do I know Meryl? But, it was like, let's do this. And it started, it just started like, how are we going to do it? And then along the way, I got to meet people who said, hey, I want to be part of this. I want to help you. This is my area that I'm good at, but hey, I'll be a host this like Cyd is today, or Peggy's been, or I want to be involved. And before you know it, we're a year old and it's today. And I got goosebumps. Hey, can you pick this goosebump stuff up? Because
Wow.
I just can't believe it's been a year and look where we are. I'm wearing a hat and here's what it says. Believe. Because I didn't believe this day would happen. And now I got to believe in this year of work and what the future holds for the SCA. So that's kind of like how it all started. Meryl, I've done my part. It's your turn.
Well, thank you so much. So when I received Paul's email, which he calls open letter, it dovetailed so perfectly with what I had been working on, and now I have somebody at my door. So come on, hold on. Let me just tell them to come in, and my dog is probably going to bark. There we go. So it dovetailed with something I'd been working on for at least 2 years, which was to find a group of people that we could work together in collaboration with, so that we could advance the messages that are so important to human health, animal compassion, and planetary regeneration. That was my goal. I mean, it's obvious to anybody watching or paying attention that the work is huge. The amount of work that needs to be done is tremendous, and no one person can do it alone. No one group can do it alone. Even 10 people, 20 people can't do it alone. We need more push, more reach, more depth, more skills, more everything. So when I saw Paul's letter, it was like, okay, there's the answer to my request. I have a habit of making requests. I just kind of throw up my hands and say, okay, I need such and such a thing. I'm not generally asking for material things. I'm asking for help or information or something like that. So when Paul's letter landed in my inbox, it was like, okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And I called him back. And we had this amazingly uplifting, energetic conversation about what we could do together. And that's really where it started. That was just about exactly a year ago. It was May 17th to be exact. And we have been rolling this thing forward ever since, just making it happen every day. Paul and I mean, really, literally every day, Paul and I have some kind of conversation or a full-blown meeting or several meetings. And we are, blessed to have some amazing other people working with us, everybody on this meeting right now, as well as, 20 or so other people who have such a wide variety of skills and perspectives that it makes the work really fun. One thing I do want to say, you'll notice on Paul's, what do you call that, identifying line, it says co-founder and CEO. Mine doesn't have my SCA acronym. CEO for Paul stands for Chief Empathy Officer, because he is just a sweetie, right? He's very kind and he's very soft, and he interfaces well with people, speaks well with people, supports people. He's just a very dear person, right? We have a joke between the two of us that he's the lover and I'm the fighter. Last name Fury, I came by that naturally. Right? So my 3 letters, which would be after my name if I would put them there, I go by CIO, which stands for Chief interdependence officer. And my desire, and between the two of us, we prioritize getting everybody's input, asking for solutions from people, asking for information, and whatever they can contribute to solve the problems that we see ahead of us in the whole food, plant-based health, compassion, and planet revitalization movement. So there you go.
Very, very good. Thank you both for following that intuition that you had, following that desire, which is why we're here today. Thank you, Peggy, for blowing bubbles for us. Yay! I have 3 special surprises for you today before we end in an hour. So celebratory things.
I love it.
But let's talk about today how people that are watching could join us in order to amplify their voice in the plant-based community, right? That's what we're all about, is getting people to join in with us, to partner with us. Because this isn't a group where you join in and you sit on the sidelines, right? We want people that are going to join in and be active participants with us and let their events be publicized and let their voice be heard and let them network with other plant-based entrepreneurs. Let's talk about that.
This time, Meryl, you go first, and I'll just spice it up at the end.
Okay, well, I'll just say one way that, if I'm getting the question right, one way that people can get involved, that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Thank you. So if you go to our website, I will put up here to go across the bottom right now, sagecirclealliance.org. And you went to the tab at the top that says, I believe, join or sign up or log in, it might say. I should know, but I don't have the words exactly correct. Maybe it says our network or become a member, something like that. Something like fairly obvious, right? It's on the top navigation line on the homepage.
It says join us.
Thank you.
Okay.
You go there and you plunk your information into those forms. They are, the form is a few pages, but very easy to follow. If Paul and I can follow it, anybody can follow it, and we were able to follow it, right? Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, the magic of technology. So if you go, show where people go. Is that right there at the network, or?
Anywhere on the page. Actually, there's a couple of places on the page that you can click join. There would be one in the top right-hand corner. There's one right here.
Beautiful.
There's one, I believe, even at the bottom, so that you can just scroll down the page and you don't have to go back up in order to click the join button. And you can subscribe to our newsletter. So, yes.
Thank you so much, VLynn. So anyone could go to that, sagecirclealliance.org, click on any of those join buttons, fill out the forms, which are really, really intuitive. They're really self-explanatory. And if you have an issue with it, you can contact us and we will certainly help walk you through it. There are several different levels of membership, which is what's on the screen right now. Whatever most suits you, whatever describes your who you are best, choose that level. There is a request for payment. We want to be clear about that. This is a membership organization, so there is a request for payment. However, if you go back up to the top, VLynn,
Okay.
there is a place for students and there's a place for volunteers. Can you see it, VLynn?
There we go.
Okay,
Students and
moving.
volunteers.
There we go. Okay, there we go. So if finances are a challenge, there are still ways that you can participate and contribute and help add your voice to the movement. Absolutely. We are pretty committed to making sure there was room and a place for everyone who is interested in belonging to this organization. So I'll hand it off to Paul.
Yeah, I would just say, we have room for everybody. If there's any issues or questions, we got a group of people who help you through the membership process. But again, like I can't emphasize enough. It's like when you look at the members, we're all this. There's some strong similarities with every single member that we have right now, and that is first and most important. They're kind and caring people. It's kind of a cool thing because we get together as a group, we talk it out. Everyone's got their own ideas, but at the end, we find a way to just say, "I'm good with that, and I'm okay, and I support it." And so everyone's kind and caring. Another attribute is these are hardworking people. Like I've gotten to know Cyd and Peggy and VLynn and Meryl, and like I laugh at Meryl. I said, I never thought I'd see anybody work as hard as I do until I met Meryl Fury. But then when I think about it, I see how involved Peggy is with all the activities that she has and all the things that Cyd does. And I've gotten to know VLynn and all her. It's like everyone is hardworking, kind, and caring. Okay. The last thing that I would say about everyone who's joined is that they want to make a difference. Like they want to make a bigger difference. Now, here's the kicker. The kicker is, to me, is we are all, for the most part, within that like 40 to 70-year-old range of sorts. And I must admit, like anytime we get somebody younger, I get all excited because it's, like we got to be able to hand it to somebody at some point. We just do because, like we are getting older. And, I believe that because we're all in that same range, we all have this desire that we just want to make, I don't want to say a world of difference, but it kind of is a world of difference. The planet, for example, I've always wanted at the plant-based nutrition support group to expand into animal compassion and the world. Now, being part of the Sage Circle Alliance, it is about animal compassion and the world. It's always about human health for me because I am convinced that until we get the humans right, the animals and the planet will be secondary to us humans. It's just our nature for the majority. I get it. I'm good. I understand. Don't like it, but I understand. But I mean, if you want to be part of something, to be surrounded by good, kind people who are hardworking and open-minded and who want to make a difference, this organization is for you. So all I could ask people to do is give us a try. Okay, just give us a try and you'll meet a lot of great people.
If I can just piggyback off of that, one of the most intriguing things for me as a business development coach and strategist and somebody that's certified as an accelerated business development coach, I look for the ways to accelerate business opportunities that lead to business growth. And, I'm all about visibility that leads to impact. And if you don't have the visibility, if nobody knows you, if you are the best kept secret, you're a secret. There's not much that you're going to be doing. And so to join the Sage Circle Alliance, to me, meant that we got the opportunity to connect with those who are doing things just as passionately as we are in whatever their chosen endeavors are. But the message is the same: people's health, animals, and the planet. And I have been about that since I started this journey. And it's been a learning opportunity for me. And I have to say, I'm really blessed because of some of the collaborative events that I was able to participate either behind the scenes or on the front side that gave me the opportunity to meet people who had the information that I could utilize to help grow my business. And what I've noticed is that also with the Alliance, these are major problems that we're talking about. These aren't your everyday, what am I going to cook for dinner kind of things.
Right.
These are, how are we going to create change in people that ends up creating change for animals that ultimately benefits the planet. And those huge problems require some huge thinking, So there's the think tank group. That's huge when you look at who is able to create some of the momentum that leads to the change that's needed. I mean, when you think about a plant-based psychologist being a part of the group, or a plant-based nutritionist who knows that mindset is one of the first things that needs to be touched in order to get a person to get unindoctrinated over some of the things that we've lived with for generations and just been totally dumped on as far as the information. And I go back to this whole milk, milk is good for the body. No, it's not. But how long were we told that it was? How long did it take for a group like PCRM to do their thing and create a movement that got the milk commercials off of television? Well, why can't we do something like that? Why aren't we able? We are. Okay, that's the answer to that question. The next question is, what do we do? What do we tackle first? And that's one of the things I love about the think tank. But then there are also resources, the coach who's struggling to grow their business. Well, they're struggling to grow their business, meaning they don't have the resources to hire a really good coach. In the Alliance, there's opportunities to do group programs that you can reduce your cost. And I'm speaking from a business standpoint. For us, it means that we can offer a course or a training and reduce the cost, offer it to members about how to grow your coaching business and really give in a way that we are aligned in giving and help those who are out there in this struggle to get beyond the struggle so that all of us can thrive. And that leads to the added collective voice and the opportunity to make a difference. One of the things that Vegan Visibility Productions does is virtual summits. Well, what would it look like if we had a bunch of SCA coaches doing a virtual summit and utilizing the energy from every one of those coaches to reach into their networks? That's exponential opportunity. That's exponential growth. That's exponential revenue. And there are ways to do that. That's one of the beautiful things that Kathleen and I do very well. And that's what we bring to the Sage Circle Alliance, as do many. You've got your area of expertise, bring it in. Let's see how we can do things to benefit everyone. This isn't a one pony show. This is the collective. This is where we are all looking at what we can do together to grow together, to make a difference together. And then that difference creates the impact that we want to make. And I have to say that some of the groups, the membership and marketing group, the volunteer group, all of those are opportunities for people to come in and get involved, participate, and have a voice and do for others, because we all know that when you do something to help someone else get where they want to go, it's automatic. You get where you want to go. And so that's my piece for right now.
Can I put back on what VLynn said?
Yes,
So as
absolutely.
a coach, and Sue's the coach as well. So my forte is reversing type 2 diabetes, right? And I love those. My ideal client is a man between 35 and 60, and it goes on and on and on, right? Like I have a specific person that I want to work with. So when somebody comes to me with IBS or some other inflammatory condition, I love that I know Cyd now, because that's your forte, right, Cyd?
Mhm.
One of her
Yeah.
many. Yeah.
So I know that what I know will help that person, but Cyd's got it down pat. That's her thing, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
your superpower. That's something. I mean, so it's a little different. So that is it. That I love being in the alliance. The other thing that I'm looking for, so I have my little marketing list. I'm looking in the alliance. I don't know if that person is among us yet, but I need an endocrinologist, a plant-based endocrinologist that will work with my type 2s that are looking to be deprescribed medication. And I need them to have a certain amount, a set of labs, and then to evaluate those labs. So it's a whole to do, but I have like I said, I have my little pinpoints that I'm looking within the alliance to fulfill.
You know, Peg, just one thing, you know, like we're going to be very soon having like a job posting onto the SCA. And very soon, when you have a request, you'll be able to put it right on the job posting, and then someone's going to connect with you. So that's another advantage of the SCA. And I would just add this little piece, which is, you know, we are trying to make it better, meaning better to me is where we are a one-stop shop for speakers, for doctors, nutritionists, health coaches, for if you want to go on a vegan cruise, if you want to take go to a retreat, if you want to know where a Will Tuttle is for animal compassion, we want to be where you don't have to spend hours browsing the internet. You could just hit up the SCA and say, this is what I'm looking for. And then we give you a whole bunch of choices to pull from. And that's what we're growing. That's what the SCA is growing.
That's really great. And this month, if people join this month, there's extra incentives for that. Maybe VLynn can tell us more about that, becoming a charter member.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cyd. And that's it. We have gone to our second level of membership, which is charter members. And those are the professionals, the medical doctors, the clinicians, the nurses, the chiropractors, the health coaches, fitness coaches, those people who are plant-based entrepreneurs, who are plant-based vegan business owners. And while your business, and you've got employees, they may not all be vegan, but you'd love for them to get more exposure to plant-based eating and veganism. And you could be a member as a corporation, allowing that exposure for your employees. There are so many ways for people to come in. And right now, there's a 10% discount on the already affordable membership. And there's payment plans. If you're a lifestyle medicine practitioner, if you're board certified in lifestyle medicine, you come in and you say, okay, I want to do the lifestyle medicine membership, but maybe you'll do it in 2 payments instead of 1. That's an option for you. There's just right now, and I'm going to talk about trends for a minute. The whole food plant-based vegan trend in business is at such a high level of revolution right now, meaning it's moving. And those of us who know that and who are ready to step into that trend, now is the time. Okay. The energy is moving.
That's right.
Now is the time, because we're at the forefront of the movement that's happening right now. I think Paul mentioned that, or Meryl, that we've been in this plant-based space and it's been decades. And the movement has been so slow that there are so many people waking up today and saying, why? Well, the biggest reason is because there has not been a collaborative voice strong enough to create an inroad to make the changes that we're talking about creating. We believe that the Sage Circle Alliance can be the catalyst for being that leader in the change space. And connecting with organizations like PCRM, connecting with organizations like the Plantation Project, connecting with organizations that are in this space but don't yet have the momentum. With all of us bringing together what it is that we have, and we have some members who are part of the Plantation Project. We have some members who are part of PCRM's Food for Life. We have members within the Alliance who are connected directly to some of these other groups. If we could create something, think tank, if we can create something that is going to give us the real boost for that momentum to rev up, and I mean rev up, we have created an opportunity that has not been seen. We would be the first in this trend to create recognition for the things that we know are the most important things. Now, I'll go back into this trend and tell you that big money, and I'll just call them big money, has seen the opportunity that's opened in this trend. And so you see food companies who are creating plant-based on the boxes, on the labels, but they've still got all the preservatives and things in them that cause them to be harmful. And then you also see the food industry changing, and you see Beyond Burger, you see it in Impossible Burger. Impossible's now got this huge commercial running on TV that they are actually moving plates of meatballs out of the way to substitute the plant-based meatballs. And I'm all for, if it takes a plant-based derived substitute for meat to help people to make that transition away from animal harm, I'm all for it. Let's go. I mean, I needed it myself. Okay. But to know that there's a direction that we're headed in that is 100% whole food, plant-based, even the no SOS, which is salt, oil, and sugar. And I know people hearing that is like, I can't give up my sugar. They thought it was cheese, right? I can't give up my sugar. I can't give up my oil. Yes, you can. And I'll tell you why. Because it's not necessary. It does not really do the flavor that you're talking about. And so if we are collective with all of this type of information, what kind of a difference could we make? Could we help the 70% of the US population who is obese, overweight, or obese to really impact their lives and not go to these synthetic drugs that are claiming to be weight loss drugs? And we're only seeing the beginning of that. When these people get off of those drugs, then what's going to happen? We haven't seen that yet. And we want to be able to be there because there's going to be repercussions and there's going to be opportunities. We want people to know that the direction that's really going to build health is the whole food, plant-based, vegan space. And I'll be back on my soapbox, but I'll step aside for a moment.
Thank you so much, VLynn. Well, all of that in just 1 year, look at how much the SCA has accomplished. That amazes me. We talked a little bit about that earlier, how far we've come with monthly meetings, all the meetings that have taken place so far, and will continue to take place as we think and grow. And that's why we want to invite more people in with us to be a part of this. So I have a little toast here I'd like to make to the first birthday of the Sage Circle Alliance. And check out this martini glass. So I found this little glass in my basement. It's got a green head on it. I don't even know what that means or who that is, but it's bizarre. And this is my kale teeny, and here's my toast. It's may our members be many and our mission advance as we share all the life. We share all the benefits of a life filled with plants. Oh my God!
Nice.
I love it. Thank you.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. You know, it's interesting, awesome. Cyd. One thing I was going to add to that is that, like, here's an example. Here's a perfect example. I had mentioned you to people earlier. that I had the honor, and I mean that, of meeting the who's who. So I got to know the Campbells real well, the Esselsons, the Ornish, the Furman, the McDougals. I'm going to go name a few more. Well, I guess that's good enough for right this moment. Okay. Oh my God, the Gregors, Neil Bernard. Now I'm going, okay, I'm back up. The Clappers, I've met all the Brooke Goldner. I've met them all. Chef AJ. So I've named a whole bunch, and I could probably give you a whole bunch more. But here's a perfect example. Like today, I got an email of one of these greats working together with another great about a brand new seminar that they're going to have in Boston. And they gave a price, and they said early bird special. And like one of those members is part of the SCA. So what I did is I sent an email to this person, said, love it. Make sure to put it on our calendar because you're a member and we could help grow, because we have different lists than you do. We'll all of a sudden have more people know about this wonderful seminar. So again, this is what the SCA brings. So because it's a first year challenge, because I say I don't hold back, but I'll hug you if I do something wrong. I'm sorry if I do. That is, if any of the top 15 or 20, and you know who you are, join us and let us help grow everybody. That's the plan. The plan is you don't have to send it to just your list. You can send it to my list too, and Cyd's list, and Meryl's list, and everybody on the SCA's list. Think about what it's going to be like. You join for whatever category you want. And the first thing you do is you got an activity a month or two away. And your list is already, 10,000 people. But when you add all the people at the SCA, like my list is over 120,000 people. You get to have 120,000 more viewers on all the social media, on all my contact lists, on the PBNSG website. You get all these people. Now you amplify what I have with Meryl's list and Cyd's list and all the other members, because we're all working. That was one of the things I said, you got to put the SCA on your list and we're going to put your stuff on our list. So for a first year anniversary request, if anybody's watching, join us so we could help you bring your message out there. I promise you this, Meryl and I don't need our name recognition. We just want sage recognition. That's all we want.
There we go.
And he said,
that.
one thing, I guess this is the last thing until I say 20 other things. It's a first year anniversary, and I have to give thanks to one person, and that's my wife, Tracy. And I say that to you today because, I said to her when I started Plant-Based Nutrition Support Group, where she would see me go day after day and all these events and all this activity and, all the, the money, I don't mind saying that. And it was all like so moving to me because I still can't believe to this day, 12 years ago, that it was the food that has still allowed me not to have bypass surgery. And I'm still amazed by that every day. And she said, well, go seek your journey. I support you. And when it was like, when COVID hit and we had to go virtual, we were able to do that very quickly. And, I didn't have to run around town like I used to every day of the week, going to 54 small groups when I wasn't going to a live meeting, when I wasn't going to a medical school, when I wasn't, doing a speaking event at, a place. And I got to stay home, still worked a lot, but not as much. And I looked at her many times saying, honey, I won't ask you to donate to anything again because we're now, we're breaking even. We're not making money, we're breaking even. And I'm hoping to have less time doing that type of work so I could have time to spend time with you and I. I've been married for 25 years. And a year ago, she again gave me the okay to go seek my dream. And she has been in my corner. She's somebody who I ask her opinion. She's a very, very brilliant business person. And she's still really sexy hot to me, and that's pretty cool. But I didn't want this 1 year birthday. I don't even know if she's going to see this, but I'm letting you know this. Tracy, I really appreciate that you've given me another year away from us so I could pursue this dream with Meryl, with Cyd, with VLynn, and all the founding members, all the charter members. And, I just thank you. It means a lot to me that you're my wife.
To Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To Tracy. Love it.
I told you he was the chief empathy officer for a reason, because he's like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My yodeling pickle thanks you too.
Go ahead, yodel the pickle.
Please, can I hear it?
Hear it.
Yeah, this was my Christmas gift 1 year. It's actually a yodeling pickle.
I love it.
Vegetarian.
Okay.
Let's see. Come on, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Well, I hope he get okay. I want him to go into my voice thing. So here he is.
Oh my God.
Very nice.
I feel like I'm missing out something that's very important to me.
I've heard a yodeling pickle.
Everyone needs a
I know.
yodeling pickle.
When I'm in a bad, horrible mood, I just go play this thing and I'm out. I snap right back into reality.
Hey, we've got it. Soon we're going to have our SCA, like our swag, like. And I promise we're going to have the SCA yodeling pickle. I mean,
You gotta find it.
yeah, I love it, Cyd. I've never
Isn't it
seen
funny?
that before.
Me neither. It was a gag gift. Somebody, put it as a gag gift, a white elephant gift. And I was so enthralled by it that, it's been in my drawer for like a year and a half. I just love it. It's so silly that it's funny, just funny.
I love funny.
I love the idea of swag, SCA swag, because not only is that from a business perspective, another revenue stream, but it's also a way for us to get the word out about who we are, what we're doing, and create swag in a way that people will be intrigued by maybe a question that we ask on a t-shirt or something like that. But, to have a page on the website that is our merch, to have a page on the website that is the list of all the podcasters that are a part of the group, to have a page on the website that has the list of all of the books that authors in the group have written and people can get through Sage Circle Alliance. That's amazing to me. And I think it is more than just something that's needed. It's something that we have to do. We have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the only way, then I'll get a yodeling
Pickle.
like that. In fact, I'm going to leave right now and start creating it. Like, I need a yodeling pickle.
We have to research that. I have one question. We have like 15 minutes left or so. Let's talk about, because this is a party. I want to know what everybody's favorite party appetizer or food is you actually make or have at parties. I'll start. So
Okay.
just because I probably have a pretty wicked sweet tooth, if I think about it. So last night, while we were, getting in the whole, frame of mind for this party today, I took some medjool dates, really just broke them open, took the pit out of the middle, put chocolate chips inside the dates, then a glob of chunky peanut butter, and then more chocolate chips on top. That was good. That was really good.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And easy. Yep. Really good.
I can remember that. Dates, peanut butter, and chocolate chip.
That's
Okay.
it. That was it. Yeah. It was good.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, here, I'll make it easy. Here's my thing. I'm a crunch guy. Okay. So, I mean, you could fill in the blank. So like, it sounds kind of weird, but like if I'm at a party and they got a vegetable tray, I'm going for the celery is gone. Carrots are gone. Like I'm a crunch person. Now I'm more of a carb person too. So whatever you could make that's whole grain that allows me to bite and crunch, I'm there. Like I'm a crunch guy. So I used to be a dessert person, Meryl, but not so much. Like I perfected the oatmeal raisin cookies. So that's been my staple for sweetness. And if I have a couple of those, every couple of nights, I'm good. Or an apple or something like that. But you give me something crunch, you get this.
I'm with you, Paul. I'm a crunch girl too. I love my veggies, my broccoli and cauliflower bits and carrots. And I've got this thing now that I'm having a love affair with bitchin sauce.
Oh, yes.
It's made from nuts. It's, I don't even think it's really made with preservatives. So
wait, did you say it's bitchin sauce?
It's bitchin sauce.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
And they have several different flavors, from spinach and artichoke to chipotle to the original. All of them are so good. All right, I'm going to confess. I've got like 4 unopened tins in my refrigerator now.
Uh-oh.
And I've got some bags of cut up veggies. And I tell you what, that is what gets me through the day.
One of our health coaches might be able to help you.
It used to be nuts, but I wore my nuts around my middle, so I had to stop with the nuts. And now it's my veggies and bitchin sauce.
Hey, you say you wear your nuts around the middle? All right, since it's a birthday party.
All right.
All right, Paul, here we go.
Oh, look at that! Oh, Cyd went all out.
Believe on. Okay.
Yep. So this was my little snack thing for today.
Oh.
And I put candles in it just for today's opportunity. Here I have an orange zesty muffin.
Yum.
And this is an Ezekiel toasted English muffin with my homemade berry date sweetened jam.
Wow.
Oh,
yay. Happy birthday, Sage Circle Alliance.
Yay.
Cyd, you know what?
But
That gave me a great idea. We need to start, and just remember, we got to remember this. Like, we are also passionate about food. We should have a little dessert or a food section on the SCA.
Yep, with all kinds of recipes.
With all kinds, like you said, the jam thing that you made, Cyd. Like, I'm coming over.
Yeah, like jelly from the store is 75% sugar, and I don't want all that refined sugar. So I just invented a date sweetened date jam, basically.
Nice.
Yes, I want that recipe too. I want the dates and peanut butter.
Yeah.
I just want to let people know, I could get into some time with VLynn and Meryl, but it's weird. In the last couple, 3 weeks, I would be talking to somebody. They'd always do this new thing I'm saying. Hey, do you know Cyd Notter? Do you know her? Yeah. It's like I'm finding out that there's a lot of different, there's a lot more to you, Cyd, that you're, I want to know that stuff. Okay. Wow. That is like the cookies I eat.
I don't know. I started my website in 2011, so I've been around for a while, but maybe I'm just now picking up traction because of you, Paul, because I met you at a Veg Fest where I was a speaker, and you came up to me and said, "Hey, here's my card, give me a call." And I was like, "Oh, okay, who's this guy?"
Who's this stalker, right?
And then I looked at PBNSG and I'm like, he's legit. I'm going to call him. And so the rest of it is history.
Yeah, I'm legit. I'm the real deal.
So Cyd, were you going to say something else? You said it was the date jam and the Ezekiel bread. What were you going to say something else?
Oh, yeah. But for my go-to snack,
yes.
You're talking about appetizers, I just made tortilla chips today. I love to make my own tortilla chips, and that Paul Newman's mango salsa. I love the sweet and crunchy together.
Ooh.
So that's really, really good.
How do you even make tortilla chips.
Oh, there we go. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Well, I buy they're called El Milagro corn tortillas. They don't have any oil, just corn, lime, water.
Mhm.
And they come in a paper wrapper, typically, not the plastic package. That's one way you can typically tell if it's going to be a healthier tortilla. And I just brush them with a little lime juice and a little seasoning and bake them for 20 minutes at 350. And they're all nice and crunchy. I could go get them and show them to you if you'd like.
See, I need to be in your cooking classes.
He said, you know what's cool about, like, to me, and I'm with you on that. Like, you could go to any grocery store right now. You go get the tortilla section, and you could find some with like less ingredients if maybe you order it through the mail or something like that. But even at the grocery store, you could find it, in my case, without oil. You could find it. It's corn flour, a couple other things. That's it. And the thing is that what I like about it is that I kind of cut them in quarters. I put them in I always, and Cyd, you're 100%. I brush on the lime, you know what I'm saying? Lime juice, put them in, and you do 350 for 20 minutes. I do 400 for 10. Again, figure it out because every oven is different. But like you said, it's like, that's my crunch thing and then there's so many salsas to choose from, so many healthy ones. So Cyd, I would have mentioned that as well. That is a big, good crunch thing. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. So Nicole Fogelman, she put something in the chat that she would like some SCA swag too. And Nicole is a member here and also a member of the, what team is Nicole on? I forget.
Membership
She's
and
involved in so
marketing.
many membership and marketing
Membership
team.
and marketing, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, along the way, like we have so many cool members, and they'll send a message to Meryl and I and say, hey, have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? So Meryl, tell everybody, remember that list that I've had you start to?
Yes.
Okay, explain that, because it's pretty funny because it's getting really long.
Yeah, well, so Paul and I, like I said, we talk just about every day, unless one of us is out of town or completely unavailable. If we're off the grid, we're not talking. But for the most part, we are talking every day. And in the course of our conversations, we have different ideas that come up. Or Paul and I are very similar. We'll wake up early, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we already have a bunch of ideas going. We already have this. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So one of us will call the other, or we'll start texting. And out of that, over the course of a year, we have quite a list of ideas, things to implement, things that, we want to move forward. It might not be in this version, SCA, 1.0, the first 6 months of us being out in the public, but it could be something that's coming up later. It's a fairly lengthy list, nothing that's unmanageable, and we chip away at it, Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about conversations with Paul. We're always firing off ideas, and we're always bouncing things off of each other, and we're not attached to anything. So if we have an idea and we like it, we talk to the other person, and we say, well, what do you think?
I would say that we're attached to one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Each other.
Yeah. And that this thing succeed, and that this thing make a difference, and that the legacy we leave is that the world is a better, happier, healthy, more regenerated place than we found it.
And let me throw a couple of things, just because I'm Mr. Random always. First, someone has to build the foundation. As I look at it, Cyd Notter's been doing it for a long time. VLynn's been doing it. Meryl's been doing it. I've been doing it. That's my win. I don't need to see. I know I'm never going to see that promised land. I know that. But what I can see is a really good foundation. So we're foundation ambassadors or something. That's what we're doing. We're building the foundation. That's our win. That's number one. The next thing is to anybody who's listening, who's a founding member or a charter member, we're asking everybody, starting this moment, we are building this, and to build it, we need a presence. To create a presence, we need to, we got a very strong social media. We're touching everything. We're doing YouTube, Pinterest, X, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, something else I forgot. And we're just asking people to take a look. If you like it, let us know. Like us. Because that way we get to build. I've learned this. I was never a techie. We build the algorithms that gives us more notice. And then we get to improve our SEOs, search engine optimizations. I'm a tech guy. Okay. So that's and the last little random thing, and this is what keeps me up at night, is our next meeting is going to be on June 10th. Okay, so sign up. You can join us. Okay, it's cool. Join us. But we're going to do something unique. I just got confirmation today, and we're going to do something called a what was that marketing? It's going to speed
networking.
Speed networking. Okay, so it's going to be our first attempt at it. It's going to allow everybody who joins in to not only meet somebody they didn't know or get to know a little bit more people they do know, but we're going to put 3 to 4 people in a sub room, in a Zoom room. And then we're going to, depending on how many people show up, and everyone's invited, we're going to break it up into groups, and we're going to do it multiple times. So within about 20 minutes, you're going to get to know somebody better, meet somebody for the first time, or they're going to get to know you. And this is something that we're going to do on a regular basis. That's my random thoughts of the moment.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I'll add to that once you meet someone new and you get to know what they do, you can begin to work with them, collaborate, expand your reach, share information, share audiences, build a project, do something together that will move this message forward. That's what it's all about.
Or let them know someone who they can do that with.
Right.
If you're not a fit for that, it doesn't mean that it ends there. You now know something about them that you are a better connector for them.
Right.
And it helps you because you're doing the same thing. They know you. They may have a connection for you for something that you're interested in doing. I love that. We do that too. I love that. I love how you meet people like that. And it's not about saying, I'm this and shoving your business card in front of somebody. It's really about getting to know people and establishing those significant relationships. And you don't have to know somebody that well, but you know them enough where you can say, I know this person, and that's what makes the difference. I love that. You never
That's
know.
one of the advantages I've seen from being a moderator for PBNSG. That's one reason why I love to do that, because I've met Rip Esselstyn. I've met a lot of people that I would not normally get to meet and have formed friendships with many of them as well. So it's really a great opportunity. And so if we could have that happen here, which we will, and we do already have it, working with others is so much better than being the Lone Ranger. I can tell you, I was the Lone Ranger for many years in my little website.
Never again. Like never again. It's mentally exhausting.
Right.
And you can't sustain it. You just can't. It's interesting you say that, because there's a lot of people I've met that when I would in the early SCA days, I'd call them up. Hey, so-and-so, how you doing? Paul, we had to go back and get a different job. We had to close up. We had to shut down. And I'm like, man, can you resurrect it? Do you want to, let's build it back? Or then I look at the good Lord and say, it just wasn't that, the time wasn't right. Just the timing. And now that we've met some 40 founding members, charter members, it's like, maybe it's our time now. Now is our time.
Right.
Now is our time to build the foundation. So, yeah.
Well, can I do my toast one more time since I flubbed it up?
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay, so happy birthday, first birthday to the Sage Circle Alliance. May our members be many and our mission advance as we share all the benefits of a life filled with plants.
Love it. Believe.
Thank you all so much. Are there any final thoughts before we sign off? Any final thoughts from anyone today? Or
you know what? I'll just say that we are at this every day from noon Central anyway till 1 at least. We're here, we're alive, we're encouraging people, we're talking about what all is going on in our alliance. You are more than welcome. You're invited. You're encouraged to please check us out on the web. Check out our social media. There's one. And check out our website. There's two. And join. Feel invited. Feel encouraged to become a part of it.
And at the very least, sign up for the newsletter. And I just want to say, for all of us who are thinking legacy, it's more about living your legacy than leaving it, because what you live is what you leave. So let's live it big with the Sage Circle Alliance.
Yay! Thank you so much, everyone. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same station, correct? Someone will be here. Okay, someone will be here tomorrow, and we hope to see you all there.
All right.
Yay. Thank you, Cyd. Great job.
Yep.
Love you, Cyd.